New Crown Wrestling number 5 starts with a match between Al Snow and Charlie Fulton with a wrestling rating of 39, crowd rating of 12, and a segment rating of 42. I will add that Al Snow won with a moonsault. I did not realize he was doing moonsaults. He wins the match. This got a hot and rising. Al Snow had a 34 performance and Charlie Fulton had a 45. It's not a shocker because Al Snow's pretty young and then Charlie Fulton is a veteran at this point, but this got the crowd hotter and it started the show off strong. But Rick Gibson did not do well as a road agent, so I'm going to have to go fix that after the show. And then afterwards, we have Jim Cornette and Vader come down to the ring, and Jim Cornette says, "Ladies and gentlemen, shut your mouths and open your ears because history has just been made at Battle at the Ballroom in front of all you slack-jawed simpletons. You witnessed the dawn of a new era. My monster, my enforcer, my unstoppable force of nature, Big Van Vader has done what no one else had the guts, the skill, or the power to do." Kevin Sullivan, the so-called Games Master, has been outplayed, outsmarted, and outdone by the most destructive man to ever lace up a pair of boots. Cornette pauses, pointing dramatically to Vader, who raises a fist in acknowledgement. The crowd erupts into deafening jeers. "They call you a legend, Sullivan. They said you were unbeatable, untouchable, and unshakable. Well, guess what? You've been executed by the executioner of legends himself. Big Van Vader brought your best game, and it wasn't enough. And now you're finished, retired, gone. Another name crossed off Vader's list of victims." Cornette smirks as he paces, letting the boos fuel him. "Sullivan, you and all these people thought you could stand up to this man? But you didn't realize that you were stepping into a hurricane, a one-man wrecking machine who leaves nothing but destruction in his wake. And you know what the best part is, folks? You know what the best part is, folks?" That was horrible reading. This is just the beginning. Vader's not stopping until every so-called legend, every so-called hero, and every so-called tough guy is flattened under his boot. Vader steps forward, taking the mic. He speaks with measured menace. "Sullivan thought he was evil, but the devil couldn't survive Vader time. Next time anyone thinks they can step to me, just remember, I end careers. Sullivan was just the start. Who's next?" Copyright. The crowd boos louder, but Cornette laughs, basking in their fury. "That's right, people. Take a good look, because this is what dominance looks like. Sullivan, I hope you enjoy retirement, because Vader's just warming up now and forever. It's Vader time." The two exit the ring triumphantly as the crowd continues to jeer. The image of Vader and Cornette standing tall, etched into the minds of every fan. Strong segment there of Jim Cornette and Vader celebrating the loss of Kevin Sullivan at our last show, Battle at the Ballroom. This got white hot crowd heat, 7 rating of 43. Jim Cornette came across well. This angle got the crowd hotter. Big Van Vader is getting better at his gimmick, and then the storyline gained heat as well. This wasn't too good, but in a squash match, Big Van Vader defeats Paul Roma in 4:51 with the Vader Bomb. Wrestling rating of 23, crowd rating of 9, segment rating of 12. Vader with the 28, Paul Roma with an 18. Vader was off his game. Jim Cornette did good ring at ringside. Still very hot, though. And then after that match, we have Paul Diamond and Nick Kiniski standing in the center of the ring, exuding smug confidence after their controversial victory over the Rockers. Paul Diamond, a mic in hand, paces the ring, while Kiniski leans casually against the rope, smirking as the crowd showers them with boos. Paul Diamond: well, what did we tell you? What did we promise? At Battle at the Ballroom, the Breed proved exactly what we've been saying all along. The Rockers are nothing more than a couple of overrated pretty boys living on borrowed time. Diamond pauses as the boos intensify, feeding off the crowd's disdain. For years, you've all worshipped Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty like they're gods of the ring, but tonight your golden boys were exposed. They couldn't keep up. They couldn't match our skill, and most importantly, they couldn't win. Face it, the Rockers are a flash in the pan, and the Breed? We're the future of tag team wrestling. Nick Kiniski chiming in with a sly grin. "Oh, and let's not forget, all those flips, all that high-flying nonsense, what did it get them? Nothing. All style, no substance. Meanwhile, we're out here refining what it means to dominate. The Rockers might have been the talk of the town once upon a time, but now they're just another pair of has-beens who couldn't survive against the Breed." Paul Diamond says, so go ahead, people, cling to your memories of Michaels and Jannetty. Reminisce about their so-called glory days, because after what we did to them tonight, they're done. And then before Diamond can finish, the crowd roars to life as Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty charge down the ring at full speed. The Rockers slide into the ring, and the Breed barely has time to react before Michaels and Jannetty launches into a full-on assault. Michaels tackles Diamond to the mat, hammering him with punches, while Jannetty corners Kinitsky and unloads with rapid-fire strikes. The crowd is on its feet as the Rockers channel their frustration into a furious beatdown. Diamond and Kinitsky try to fight back, but the Rockers' relentless offense drives them out of the ring, not giving them a chance to recover. Michaels and Jannetty leap over the ropes in stereo, crashing into the Breed and sending them into spiral into the barricade. The brawl spills into the ringside area, with Michaels throwing Diamond into the steel steps, while Jannetty trades punches with Jannetty near the timekeeper's table. Fans scatter as the fight intensifies and begins to move into the crowd. The arena is in chaos as security rushes to separate the two teams. Michaels, breaking free of security for a moment, dives over a barricade to get to Diamond again, while Jannetty yells at Kinitsky, daring him to fight. The crowd chants, "Let them fight," as the Breed, now retreating up the aisle, scream threats and insults back at the Rockers. Finally, with security barely keeping the teams apart, Michaels grabs a microphone. Michaels, breathing heavily, pointing at the Breed. "You two think you've exposed us? You think you're the future? The only thing you've exposed is how badly you're gonna get your butts kicked the next time we see you. This isn't over, not by a long shot." The Rockers climb the turnbuckles, firing up the crowd as the Breed continues to retreat, shouting promises of revenge. The segment ends with the arena buzzing, the animosity between the two teams setting the stage for an even bigger showdown. Okay, so that one didn't do so hot, sadly. Still great, great storyline going between these two teams, though. But that being said, we got a 7 rating of 25, not great. Finalized with a rating of 22 and 26. The crowd, he was very hot. It's actually lost heat for this segment there, or for the feud. After that, the Midnight Express defeats Legacy in 15 minutes when Bobby Eaton pinned Ultraman Jr. with a rocket launcher. The match was designed to tell a specific story. Just another match, basically, to get Midnight Express winning. Again, against Legacy, who's getting a little bit of a hurt. Who's getting a little hurt right now, but they're not really performing that well. We have Mike Von Erich, who just kind of, I feel like, is a dud. And if history shows, he is pretty much a dud. I don't think he's going to get much better than what he is right now. Ultraman Jr., I'm going to kind of see, but at this moment, he's not really winning. I don't really find a good reason for him to start winning. So he's just going to be kind of... They're just kind of B-jobbers, I guess, at this point. This is where it seems like we're going right now. But anyways, Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton had great chemistry, of course. They've been teaming for a long time. Miss Elizabeth did good work at ringside. Obviously, she's the manager of Mike Von Erich and Ultraman Jr. And Ultraman is getting better at his gimmick. It's got a 7 rating of 42. I don't know if I said that. And then our next match, we have Laney Poffo defeats Brickhouse Brown because of interference from Tugboat. Tugboat throws Brickhouse out of the ring. They brawl for a little bit while the ref is down, and then they get back. And then Brickhouse gets back in. Laney Poffo does the moonsault, defeating Brickhouse Brown to win that match. Laney Poffo actually did really well with a 52, where Brickhouse Brown only got a 20. This had a wrestling rate of 36, crowd of 14, segment rating of 43, and crowd heat was very high. I have noticed this problem where the people that we're doing the storylines around aren't necessarily the best. They're just kind of who I got at first and kind of made stories around. That's going to change once, these stories continue. So I am aware that like Laney Poffo obviously is way better and probably should be using him more. It's going to come. But in the meantime, we're going to kind of do what we can to get him over. Just the same thing with like the Midnight Express, same way with Scott Hall. They're there, but the stories aren't really based around them, but they will be in the future. But after that match, obviously Tugboat and Brickhouse were very upset with each other, and Tugboat yells at Brickhouse Brown, "You've been running your mouth, cutting corners, and cheating your way through every match you've had with me. Well, I've had enough. You want to play dirty? Let's see how tough you really are when you don't have anywhere to run and no one to bail you out." The crowd cheers loudly as Tugboat continues, his tone full of authority. Tugboat says at the next show, "I'm challenging you to a lumberjack match. We'll surround this ring with wrestlers to make sure you stay right where you belong, in this ring, face to face with me." Brickhouse Brown starts smirking. "Tugboat, Tugboat, Tugboat. I was trying to stack the deck in your favor. You think surrounding this ring with a bunch of lumberjacks is going to stop me? You think this is going to make a difference?" Brickhouse steps into the ring, circling Tugboat cautiously. "Fine. You want a lumberjack match? You've got it. But let me tell you something, big man. I don't need to cheat to beat you. You're too slow, too clumsy, too predictable, and I'll prove it when I outsmart you right here in front of all these fools who cheer for you." The crowd boos. Brickhouse as he smirks, leaning against the ropes. Tugboat takes a step forward, towering over him. "You're all talk, Brickhouse. At the next show, there's nowhere to run and no excuses. When that bell rings, it's you and me, and I'm going to make sure this time you go down." Brickhouse backs away slightly, but maintains his smirk, raising his mic for one last jab. "Bring your lumberjacks, bring your fans, bring whatever you want, it doesn't matter, because I'll always be one step ahead. See you there, big man." Brickhouse Brown drops the mic, exits the ring, looking confident but slightly wary. Tugboat raises his arms to rally the crowd who cheer him on as this match is officially set for next show. Okay, this one was again hurt by Rick Gibson. Probably there's more, I'm sure, than that. I'm sure. Yeah, Brickhouse got an awful gimmick. I gotta change his gimmick. And these guys, they're not doing as well as I want them to. I'm pretty sure their stats are good, though. But as of now, they haven't been performing too well. I like this story, so I'm going to keep it going. But, yeah, this got a 7 rating of 23. Rick Gibson did not do well as a road agent, but that's going to be fixed next show, so it's not a worry. I mean, it's a worry because he obviously heard this one, but, you know what I mean. But the next match, we have Jason Knight defeating Carl Styles with a wrestling rating of 20, crowd rating of 5, segment rating of 17. Crowd's still very hot, but clearly this wasn't going to be a great match. Jason Knight did pretty good with the 21, Carl Styles with the 19. I say pretty good. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, Rick Gibson defeated Dale Veazey in 15 minutes. It's got a wrestling rating of 40, crowd rating of 13, segment rating of 44. So this did really well. Rick Gibson with a 43. So he may not be the best road agent, but he's still one of the top talents. And then Dale Veazey got an in-ring performance of 38. Rick Gibson, this was his first match. It got his gimmick rating, got a poor. That was horrible, what I just said. His gimmick got a initial rating of poor. Okay, and then we get Hercules comes down to the ring following his loss to Cowabunga at Battle at the Ballroom, and he says, "Cowabunga, you made a mockery of me and a mockery of the sport. Wrestling is about competition, strength, and honor. But you're out here with your pranks and your antics, turning this into a circus. I'm demanding a rematch. No games, no distractions. Just me and you in a fight to prove who the real man is." Suddenly, a delivery person walks up holding a giant pizza box with special delivery for Hercules written on it. Hercules glares, snatches the box, and opens it angrily, only for a spring-loaded burst of confetti to explode in his face. The delivery person flees as Hercules wipes the confetti off, seething with rage as laughter echoes faintly in the distance. Hercules shouts, "Cowabunga!" That could mean a different thing, but you know what I mean. Hercules says, "I've had enough, Cowabunga. Get out here right now. You want to play games? Fine. But at the next show, there'll be no tricks, no interference, and no stupid pizza boxes. I want a real fight, one-on-one, and I'm going to crush you in front of all these people." The crowd cheers, but suddenly Cowabunga's upbeat music hits. Cowabunga dances out onto the stage holding a slice of pizza in one hand and a microphone in the other. The crowd cheers wildly for his antics as Hercules glares daggers at him. Cowabunga says mockingly with a big grin, "Whoa, Herc, chill out, bro. That wasn't a prank, it was a celebration. I mean, who doesn't love a good pizza party? Line up, dude." Hercules points angrily at Cowabunga, shutting off Mike, but Cowabunga cuts him off. All right. You want a rematch? Fine. But if we're doing this, we're doing it my way. At the next show, it's you and me and a pizza party street fight. No rules, no disqualifications, just good old-fashioned brawl with all the toppings. What do you say, Herc? The crowd erupts with cheers. Hercules shakes his head in frustration. The rage is boiling over. He glares at Cowabunga and raises the mic. Hercules says, "Fine, you want a street fight? I'll bring the fight and leave you flattened like one of your stupid pizzas." Cowabunga laughs. "Cowabunga, it's Herc. Hope you're hungry, because I'm serving up a slice of awesome at the next show." I read that really wrong. Well, I didn't. Cowabunga, it is, Herc. Hope you're hungry, because I'm serving up a slice of awesome at the next show. I guess you probably could have figured it out. But Cowabunga throws his slice of pizza into the crowd, dancing back up the ramp as Hercules fumes in the ring. The stage is set for their chaotic showdown at the next event, which will be New Crown Wrestling 6. Again, hurt by Rick Gibson. I wonder if this wasn't by Rick Gibson, if this would have done a lot better. I know these two guys are really good as well, so maybe that's the problem. Also, the Pizza Boy, maybe. The dirt sheet. Looks like he didn't really hurt, but he also didn't help, I guess, with the Pizza Boy. So I think it was probably mainly just because of Rick Gibson. So anyways, next segment. In our main event, we have Scott Hall defeating Steve Armstrong in 20 minutes and 28 seconds. It's got a wrestling rating of 39, a crowd rating of 17, and a 7 rating of 40. Scott Hall got a performance of 40, where Steve Armstrong had a performance of 38, and Rick Gibson was the road agent again. Of course, he got it. I didn't set my road agent, so probably need to check that if I have a new road agent to only do them in like one match to see how they do. But anyways, they did okay. It got a 7 rating of 40, so let's finish the show. Increased their popularity in one region, was the 38 show, so not bad at all. Let's compliment some people. First of all, let's compliment Scott Hall. I think he did great. And let's compliment Vader. Vader did really well as well. There we go. Financial report, $1,000. We gained popularity. Good stuff. My pause record button's not working. That's fun. Let's check this to see if it was. That's what I thought. This was our best show. Only by 1 point. But we're definitely improving. That was good. Definitely learning. Marty Jannetty. Oh wow, I was simulating. I guess got injured and then he healed in the meantime. So good for him. Glad to see he's okay. Hey you. Have you ever seen your favorite wrestler do this?
Edge isn't going down without a fight. Again, was looking for a pedigree again.
That's because he didn't drink W. What's W? W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin filters and don't use artificial dyes. W contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams caffeine. If you're interested, go to w.gg and use code MindsetTEW for 10% off. That's code MindsetTEW for 10% off. Once you drink W, this would be you. Drink W today. Jim Cornette did good work at ringside. This match got the show off to a strong start, and this match got the crowd hotter. Yep, so I'm really happy with that one. It's nice to mix in some non-squash matches occasionally for Vader to get more over. But then after that match, Vader standing in the ring alongside Jim Cornette, who was holding a microphone. The crowd is deafening with boos. Definitely Vader and Cornette are strongly becoming very hated in this company. But Jim Cornette is grinning smugly, patting Vader on the shoulder, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the most unstoppable force in professional wrestling, Big Van Vader. Last week, we ended the career of Kevin Sullivan, the so-called Prince of Darkness. That's right, Sullivan is done, and Vader is executioner who has sent him to before Cornette could finish. The crowd erupts as Kevin Sullivan storms into the ring from behind, wielding a wooden chair. Vader doesn't see him coming until crack. Sullivan smashes the chair over Vader's back, splintering it into pieces. Vader stumbles forward but doesn't go down. Sullivan grabs him by the head and rams him into the turnbuckle, then lays into him with vicious punches. Cornette scrambles out of the ring, screaming for help. The crowd goes wild as Sullivan picks up a broken chair leg and brandishes it like a weapon. He steps over Vader, who is now kneeling, clutching his back. Sullivan grabs a microphone, his face twisted in fury, breathing heavily, voice dark and menacing. "Cornette, you call Vader a monster? You think you unleashed the most dangerous man in this business? Well, guess what? You wanted a monster, now you got one." The crowd explodes as Sullivan points the broken chair leg at Cornette, who is cowering outside the ring. Sullivan turns his focus back to Vader, who is slowly rising to his feet. "Vader, at NCW 7, it's you and me. No disqualifications, no rules, no escape, and no Cornette to save you. Just pain, suffering, and destruction." Sullivan throws down the mic and exits the ring, staring down at a ferocious Vader as officials rush in to check on him. Cornette frantically shouts threats at Sullivan, but Sullivan simply smirks and disappears into the crowd, leaving chaos in his wake. The segment ends with Vader glaring after Sullivan, his fury building as the crowd chants, "Sullivan, Sullivan." This one, definitely things are building up here between Vader and Kevin Sullivan. This got a crowd heat of white hot, doing really well. Segment ran to 43. Cornette and Sullivan both did well, performing off script. And next we have the pizza party street fight here between Cowabunga and Hercules Hernandez. So I have the Pizza Party Street Fight is a wild and chaotic match filled with pizza-related chaos. The two combatants battle all over the arena with pizza boxes flying, sauces splashing, and crowd getting in on the fun. Cowabunga uses his skateboarding tricks to slide across the floor and leap off the stage with flying moves. Hercules, enraged, grabs a pizza tray and smashes it over Cowabunga's head. The match gets even crazier with pizza toppings scattered along the ring, creating a slippery battlefield. Just when it seems Cowabunga is about to win, Hercules and Hernandez manages to use a massive bear hug to trap Cowabunga in the middle of the ring and force him to tap out. Hercules Hernandez gets his win over Cowabunga with crowd heat very hot, wrestling rating 36, crowd of 21, segment rating of 43. Cowabunga got a rating of 25, where Hercules got a performance of 48. We have the Rockers in the ring, fired up and pacing as the crowd chants their names. Jannetty holds a microphone, his voice filled with intensity, and says, "Breed, last time we saw you it ended in chaos. You want to call us overrated? You want to claim you exposed the Rockers? Well, Sean and I are ready to prove why we're the best team in this business, and we're ready to do it under any circumstances." The crowd roars as Jannetty hands the mic to Shawn Michaels, who steps forward, his trademark smirk replaced with a serious expression. Shawn Michaels says that NCW 7, we're throwing down the challenge. No disqualification, no rule, no excuses. Just two teams stepping in the ring to settle this once and for all. Before the crowd can fully react, the Breed's music hits, and Paul Diamond and Nick Kanitsky saunter into the ring, microphones in hands and smug expressions on their faces. The crowd boos loudly, but the Breed ignores it, gesturing to their music to cut. Paul Diamond, with a mocking tone, says, well, well, well. The Rockers want a no DQ match. You two sure you're ready for that? Because last time we left you lying in a heap. Gene Kanitsky says, grinning, but hey, it's your funeral. And speaking of first, we got a little something to show you and all these people right now. Diamond and Knitsky reach under the curtain and reveal brand new championship belts shining under the arena lights. The crowd boos loudly as the Breed proudly hold the belts high. Paul Diamond says, "Take a good look, boys. Feast your eyes on history because we were the first ever NCW champions." Nick Knitsky pointing out the Rockers, "And right there is the closest you'll ever get to these belts. You want to fight us at NCW 7? Fine. We'll prove once again why the Breed is better than the Rockers." The Breed marches down to the ring, stepping onto the apron, but staying just out of reach. Michaels and Jannetty motion for them to enter, but the Breed hold back, laughing. Shawn Michaels shouting, "Enjoy those belts while you can, because at NCW 7, we're not just coming for payback, we're going for that gold." The crowd erupts as Michaels and Jannetty throw down their mics, daring the Breed to step into the ring. The Breed smirk and back away, holding their titles as high as the tension builds for their no DQ showdown. So, we had only 3 of them. I must have missed Paul Diamond, but this got a 7 rating of 29. The Rockers and Breed storylines advanced, and we're still very hot crowd heat. We have Al Snow defeating Tony Stetson in 10 minutes and 28 with a snowplow. The match was designed so the wrestlers could go out and try to steal the show. It did pretty okay with very hot crowd heat. Wrestling rating of 26, crowd rating of 10, segment rating of 33. Al Snow had a rating of 37. Tony Stetson had a rating of 15. The match got the crowd buzzing. But then after the match, Al Snow looking very different and very confident. The crowd roars as Snow stands victorious in the ring, sweat dripping down his face. The camera zooms in on his determined expression as he grabs the microphone. The crowd grows quiet in anticipation. Snow breathing heavily, gripping the mic. "I didn't come here to be a background player. I didn't come here to be just another name on the roster. I came to show the world what I'm made of. So I'm asking here right now, who's the best in this promotion? Because I'm coming for you." The crowd cheers as Snow's bold challenge echoes through the arena. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of Scott Hall's music blares over the speakers. The crowd erupts in a mix of excitement and curiosity as Scott Hall walks out onto the stage, his signature swagger and toothpick in hand. He takes a long look at Snow before slowly making his way down the ramp. Hall smirking with a confident swagger. "Kid, you've got heart. I'll give you that. You got guts. But this business is more than just jumping off the top rope and hitting cool moves. It's about longevity. It's about knowing the ins and outs, the highs and the lows, the dirty work. You want to be something? You got a lot to learn. And I think I'm the one to teach you that lesson." Hall steps into the ring, circling Snow like a shark. The crowd in a frenzy as Hall gets up close to Snow, sizing him up. Hall with a scathing grin. "You think you can just walk in here making noise and take over? Not so fast, kid. You might have won tonight, but there's a whole lot more to do. A whole lot more to this game than what you've seen so far. So here's what I'm gonna do. At Battle at the Belt, the biggest event of the year, you and me, one-on-one, I'm going to teach you just how far a little heart can really take you." Hall pauses for a moment, letting the words sink in, then delivers a final line with a mocking, cold stare at Snow. You're getting too big for your boots, Snow. Let's see if you can back it up." The crowd reacts with mixed emotions, some supporting Snow's confidence while others appreciate Hall's veteran edge. Snow, fired up but calm, takes the microphone from Hall's hand. Snow, gritting his teeth, standing tall. "I didn't come here to learn from you, Scott. I came here to show you and everyone else that I am the future of this business. So at Battle at the Belt, I'll do just that. I'll prove to you, to everyone, that I don't need to learn, because when I beat you, it'll be me teaching you a lesson." The camera zooms in on Snow's intense face as Hall stands back, a smirk curling on his lips. The tension builds as both men stare each other down, the crowd buzzing with anticipation for their upcoming showdown. So that's right, in 2 shows ahead, we'll have Al Snow, looks like, facing Scott Hall at NCW Battle for the Belt. So we got a brand new feud. I don't know why that distracted me for some reason. I was so distracted. But anyways, we got a summer rating of 34. Nothing of note here, but I'm excited for this feud. I think both of these guys are really good in ring. And I know Scott Hall is really good on the mic, so I think this is going to be a fun feud to get started here. But anyways, in the Lumberjack match, Tugboat defeats Brickhouse Brown. The match was very chaotic, with Brickhouse Brown trying to escape several times and getting really frustrated with the Lumberjacks being a factor into the match. But this crowd heat was very hot. Wrestling rating of 26, crowd of 18, segment rating of 27. Brickhouse Brown was 25 and Tugboat was a 27, both about the same. But it says the chaos of the match held up badly. Brickhouse was performing, and same with Tugboat. But it also got the crowd buzzing, but it doesn't really matter if it was buzzing because that was our main event of the night with a 30. So it wasn't definitely not our best show, but definitely big in terms of storyline advances. Definitely very tense at the moment. There's a lot of tension between all of the main players here. Let's address the locker room. Let's compliment Al Snow, since he's kind of getting things started there. And then let's we haven't complimented him else. Actually, we've never done it. Let's praise Al Snow, and then we'll also praise Jim Cornette. I mean, Jim Cornette's been doing a great job. The Vader storyline really is based around Jim Cornette and his promos ability. I'm having a lot of fun doing things with Jim Cornette. But yeah, so what was that? So 30. So that was a tie with Battle of the Ballroom. It seems like Battle of the Ballroom was going to be a big show too, and that just didn't perform as well. But it is what it is. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. We also did not lose a lot of money. But that is going to do it. There's nothing really new to show off. Merchandise for approaching level 3. Obviously, that's that. We have our first ever champions here. The storyline's kind of that they brought the belts themselves. But it's going to be kind of legitimized anyways. And you did hear it right. So we're going to have Battle of the Belt. Probably will eventually be changed Battle of the Belts. I guess it probably could be now, but that's where we're going to crown our first ever NCW champion. Heavyweight, like our main champion, not the tag team champions, but I guess it could be Battle of the Belts. I wasn't really thinking about that when I named it. So it will be Battle of the Belts, because for some reason Battle of the Belt always trips me up. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.